Okay, I want to do one more sex linkage problem with you guys together. So let's look at this, determining the phenotypic ratios for eye color and sex in the F2 generation. So as a quick reminder, this is playing off of the question that we just went through. Over to the left, you can see that we have the X with the subscript of the plus being the wild type or the red eye phenotype, and X with the W will show the mutant recessive phenotype, and we don't have the Y on there because that gene is not on the Y chromosome. So the first thing that we need to do is determine what the genotypes are to create that F2 generation. So what we are actually doing is we are crossing two F1s. Remember that an F1 is a hybrid or a heterozygote. So here's my female. She is an F1, so this is her genotype, and then she's going to be mated with a male, and he is an F1 also. But as we saw in our last problem, and I'm just reviewing that for you here, this is the male in question. He is hemizygous, meaning he has one copy of the allele, but he has a wild type or the red-eyed allele. So that's the cross that we're doing. So now we're going to determine the phenotypic ratios for eye color and sex, both of those, by doing this cross. I'm going to put the heterozygous female on the top and the hemizygous male on the side. And then what we notice here is that if I'm looking at genotypes, I have 1 out of 4 that will be homozygous, and she will be female. Here is my heterozygous female, but both of these females are displaying the red-eyed phenotype. Here I have the wild type male with red eyes. And then here's when that recessive phenotype is observable. This is the white-eyed mutant. So if I'm looking for phenotypic ratios for eye color and sex in this mating in the F2 generation, I would expect that half of my offspring would be female with red eyes. I would expect that 1/4 of my total progeny would be males with red eyes. And then 1 out of 4 of my total progeny would be males with white eyes. So this question asks for the entire F2 generation, so I'm going to look at the entire Punnett square when I determine these phenotypic ratios. One thing that can be confusing is we can change the wording of this question, and we could say, like, what is the probability that a heterozygous red-eyed female fruit fly mated with a white-eyed male would produce any white-eyed offspring?